In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how I really feel about SSI, Supplemental Security Income. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Alright, now first off, just to clarify, in this video, I'm only talking about SSI, Supplemental Security Income. To be 100% fair, I do have different feelings about Social Security Retirement, SSDI, Survivors and Spousal versus SSI. Now yes, SSI is administered by the Social Security Administration, but technically SSI is not Social Security benefits. It's a program in and of itself, its own little entity. Therefore, I have very different feelings about SSI compared to Social Security. So, if you want to hear how I feel about Social Security, including retirement, SSDI, survivors, and spousal, well then stay tuned because I will have a follow-up video to this one and I'll lay it all out on the line on that one. But in this one, I'm going to talk about SSI and let you know how I really feel about this one, and who knows, maybe it turns into a little bit of a SSI roast, you could say, maybe, I don't know. Let's just see how this whole video goes and what I talk about here in this one, but we'll see where the future takes us. All right, let's get into it and talk about what's going on here. But really fast before we do, can I ask a huge favor of you? If you have not done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. But will you please make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button right down below the video? It's totally free to do so. I'm here for you every single day. I'm doing the research, watching the headlines, breaking it all down into these short videos, advocating on your behalf, answering questions, doing anything I possibly can right now. I know it's a rough time out there. I totally get it, especially for SSI. Yeah, it is really tough out there. The little tiny bit of money that you get from SSI every single month, it is making it really, really hard right now for basically everybody, about 8 million people that rely on these benefits. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I have a ton of videos here on the channel talking about SSI benefits and Social Security and all these fixed income benefits, as well as other programs administered out there you can possibly grab or take advantage of, money, benefits, programs, checks, raises to benefits. The list goes on and on. I'm talking about all of it in videos just like this. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Totally free to do so. And let's get into it and pull out the skewers and roast SSI. Well, okay, I don't know if we're really going to do that, but you get my point here anyway. All right, so let's talk about it, okay? So here's the thing. Let me just say this much. I do think SSI is a great program. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say it's a terrible program. It's not. It's a good program with a bunch of bad features. Let's just say that much, okay? I'm just going to say it how it is, okay? SSI is a great program, but it is very, very, very broken. This program is needs some major changes, okay? Now here's the situation. SSI was actually formed way back in 1972 as a way to establish a minimum, basically a benefit or a floor of finances or income for people who are 65 or older, who have limited income, limited resources, as well as those individuals who have disabilities or who are blind under the age of 65. Again, limited income, limited resources, to establish a financial footing so that these individuals don't need to rely on friends and family for basically financial support, okay? That was the whole premise behind this program way back in 1972. Now here's the thing. Here we are as I film this video in 2024, 52 years later. Now remember, the whole idea of this program as well, back 52 years ago, was an anti-poverty program. It's supposed to prevent people from living and falling into poverty. Well, guess what? It is now officially a poverty program, and people that are living on SSI are basically forced to live in poverty. Now, obviously, you're not forced, but the way that the program is set up, it's basically making people live in poverty. It is not a good situation. Now, the foundation of SSI, in my honest opinion, is great. The foundation is sturdy. It's a good, nice, solid foundation for SSI. But the structure above the foundation for SSI is very much broken and it's very much in repair, okay? Now, let me explain some of the situations about SSI and why I think this program is massively broken and why it needs some massive changes to it, okay? Number one, remember, I said this program was set up as an anti-poverty program. Well, guess what? Right now in 2024, as I film this video, the maximum benefit is $943 for an individual, $1,415 for a married couple. Well, guess what? The federal poverty line for an individual is $1,255 a month. And you just heard me say the maximum is $943. That is 33% below the federal poverty line. Okay, that's a massive, massive problem here. That's $312 a month below the federal poverty line. That's a problem. That's a major problem. I'm sorry, but That's a major problem, and SSI is failing the beneficiaries by having benefits at 33% or $312 below the federal poverty line for an individual. Now, for a married couple, again, $1,415 is the maximum for a monthly benefit. However, the annual poverty line, as in the federal poverty line for a married couple, is $20,440 this year. That's on an annualized basis. Again, I did not run the math on that to see what that is on a monthly basis, but it's well above that $1,415 a month. Okay, so my point is, again, failing a married couple receiving SSI benefits. Okay, this is a major problem here. Now, SSI, again, is supposed to serve the beneficiary. It is serving the beneficiary, but if somebody's being forced to live in poverty by getting an SSI benefit and, they can't really have a whole lot of income above that, this is a really bad situation, okay? So again, that's another major problem. Now next, let me talk about the marriage penalty. Okay, fine. Maybe 52 years ago, maybe the marriage penalty was a fine thing to have. I don't know, okay? I wasn't around in 1972. I'm just saying that much, okay? But my point is, maybe back in 72, when the marriage penalty and when this program started and the marriage penalty was there, maybe it was an okay thing to have. I don't know. I wasn't there then. I don't know what the program details were and what the situation was. But today, I'm sorry, 52 years later, the marriage penalty is a dumb provision within the plan, okay? This should definitely be removed, okay? This is destroying the benefits for a lot of beneficiaries, people that are living on a small fixed income who are relying on SSI and happen to be married. Again, getting this penalty, a bad situation. Now, here's the situation as well. I've seen this down below in the comment section many times over the last several years. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people reach out and say, I want to get married, I'm engaged, I would like to be married someday, but I can't because if I do, they're going to cut my SSI benefits substantially. That's a valid thing, okay? I mean, seriously, on this video alone, as somebody's watching this video, I'm guessing somebody's writing down below in the comment section right now and saying, that's my situation. I've been engaged for 20 years, 25, 30 years, or whatever. I don't want to get married because if I do, I'm just going to be penalized because of getting married. Again, I'm sorry, but that's a dumb rule, okay? That's like really bad. Why would somebody be penalized for being married, okay? Marriage is hard enough sometimes, okay? Just saying, okay? We don't need to be penalized on top of that as well, okay? I think all of us recognize this, okay? I don't need to sit here and explain all the details, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so that's something else. Now next, the asset levels for SSI, okay? $2,000 for an individual of assets, as in cash or cash equivalents, or $3,000 for a married couple, again, cash or cash equivalents, okay? These levels are so out of date, it's ridiculous. What can you get for $2,000 anymore? The answer is basically nothing, okay? Maybe 52 years ago, yeah, for sure, $2,000 and $3,000, that's like a massive amount of money 52 years ago. Even 10 or 15 years ago, $2,000 and $3,000 was a good amount of money. Don't get me wrong. That was like, hey, I'm living the good life, right? That was a good thing. However, in the last 4 to 5 years, $2,000 and $3,000 is nothing. You're not going to get anything for that anymore, right? Especially the last 3 years or so, when inflation has gone up substantially, about 20% just in the last, call it 3 years, 20% on basically everything. Yeah, that's not a good thing, right? $2,000 anymore is not going to get you a whole lot of anything. If you have a major repair on a vehicle, $2,000 is not going to cut it. I'm sorry, but it is all gone, okay? $3,000 as a married couple, again, a major repair on a vehicle, sorry, it's all gone, plus some, right? And then the person goes into a situation where they've had a little bit of savings, they had a little bit of an emergency fund, they had a little bit of something to fall back on, and now it's all gone based on one simple expense. Not a good situation, okay? Now again, I don't think this is going to fix the program in its entirety, but raising the asset levels to, I don't know, significantly above that, $10, $20, $30, $50,000, or even having it unlimited, who cares if somebody has $50,000 sitting in the bank? Does that really matter? It doesn't simply, it basically doesn't say that the person has like no income, or maybe they have a disability and can't earn income, okay? If they're sitting on 20, 30, $50,000, who cares? They're using that as a lifeline. They're using that as an emergency fund. I don't know. I just feel like eliminate these asset provisions and just let somebody have a little bit more money set aside because things do come up, okay? There's not really a situation where all of a sudden it's like, yeah, we're just going to sit on this money forever. No, things come up, medical expenses, a car breaks down, you need to buy a new car, right? Something happens, a home repair, you have to move so spontaneously. Again, the list goes on, right? So there's all kinds of different things like this, okay? So another thing like this as well. Here's what I think is really bad and really a bad provision about SSI, okay? What can your income be as an SSI beneficiary? The answer is virtually nothing, okay? You can't really earn a whole lot of money on SSI, otherwise they garnish your benefit and you completely lose your benefit. Again, I think that is a terrible rule, okay? In my honest opinion, I think these benefit programs should be set up as a bonus type of situation, okay? A reward type of situation versus a penalty program. Let me explain what my situation is here, okay? Here's what I believe. I think that these programs should be set up in such a way that if somebody has a disability, if somebody is 65 or older, has limited income, limited resources, and they're eligible for SSI, they're living on their monthly benefit, and all of a sudden one day they say, hey, I'm 65 plus, I have limited income, limited resources, or I have a disability, whatever the situation is, I want to go out and get a job. I want to start a little business. I want to start providing some kind of services. I want to make some money. We should not be penalizing that person for that. That is my opinion. Why are we penalizing for somebody trying to get a little bit ahead in life? I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like this should be a reward program, not a penalization program. My point is, if somebody wants to make some income, okay, great. Let's see how much you can make. Can you make $5,000 this month? If so, we're gonna add an extra $250 to your monthly benefit. If you earn $5,000 a month, you're gonna get a little bit more money. Okay, let's just add some incentives to the program and incentivize people. Hey, if you're living on a fixed income benefit, why don't you try to earn a little bit of extra money if you can, and we'll incentivize you by giving you a little bonus for every little little benchmark that you reach. We're gonna give you a little bonus, something like that, right? So who knows? Maybe it's a progressive bonus. Maybe at $1,000 you get an extra $100 on your benefit. If you make $5,000, maybe it's an extra $250 or $300. Or maybe it's the reverse progression, as in you earn an extra $1,000 a month of earned income, and now you get a $250 extra bonus on your benefit. If you earn $5,000, now you get an extra bonus of $100 a month, or something like this. Okay. My point is, it incentivizes people to maybe have a little bit extra income. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Why would we penalize somebody for wanting to earn some income? That is so dumb, in my opinion. Why would we penalize somebody saying, if you earn any income, we're going to take your benefit? I'm sorry, that is a terrible rule, in my opinion. We should be doing the opposite. Hey, earn some income. We'll give you some extra money on your benefit. We will incentivize you. We will reward you for earning income. Now, here's the thing as well. If you think of the big picture here, what do they get out of somebody earning an income? Well, first off, more production, right? We get tax revenues. Federal government gets some income from the taxes earned on that income, okay? This state, if you're in a state that has state income taxes, now they get to scrape a little state income tax out of that. Social Security and Medicare taxes are pulled out of that as well, okay? You're paying a little bit of tax on that. Everybody benefits. Who also benefits the most? Honestly, it's the beneficiary. The beneficiary actually benefits the most out of all of this, okay? Even though the governments are getting a little bit of their tax revenue, okay, that's fine. That's great. Everybody benefits from that. But the beneficiary is actually getting the most benefit from this. Why? Because now they're starting to see, hey, maybe I can be self-sufficient here and I can earn a whole lot of money and I'm doing something I enjoy, right? I'm not being penalized anymore. I'm doing something I enjoy. I'm providing a value. I'm providing a service. I'm working. I'm doing something of value. I'm enjoying my life. I'm having more fun. I'm, doing something. I'm interacting with people. I have social interactions. Again, the list goes on and on. The beneficiary is the one who really gets the most benefit out of all this, rather than sitting there thinking, I can't do anything because if I do, I'm afraid if I earn even $1 or $20 or $50 this month, they're going to cut and reduce my benefit. That's a bad thing to do, okay? Living in a scared mindset, or like a scarcity mindset like that, it's not good for anybody, right? Anyway, in my opinion, it would benefit the beneficiaries. Let's give a little reward rather than taking benefits. Let's say, hey, earn some income and we'll give you a bonus. Do you think that would incentivize anybody? If I came out today and said, hey, we're changing SSI, and here's how we're going to do it going forward. You get your benefit, and if you have $1,000 of earned income on a monthly basis, I'm going to give you an extra $250 bonus on top of your benefit. Do you think anybody would be incentivized to, I don't know, maybe try to earn that $1,000 so they can get the $250 bonus? I'm not sure about you, but I would be very, very incentivized because I want the 1,000 with no penalty, plus I want the 250. That would be very, very motivating to me. That's just to me. I can't speak for everybody, but I think there's a lot of people out there that would think, bring it on, let's do this, right? They would probably be thinking, this is great. I want the 1,000, I want my benefit, plus I want a 250 bonus. I'm excited. Let's keep rolling here, right? And again, maybe we continue to ratchet this up. For every $1,000 earned, you get an extra, X dollars of benefit, okay? And who knows, maybe at some point like $10,000 a month or $8,000 a month or $7,000 a month, something like that, maybe they say, okay, now we're going to start scaling back your benefit because, that's a pretty solid income, okay? Maybe at some point they start scaling back, but leading up to that point, maybe they say, we're going to keep bonusing you. I don't know. But my point is, this is my honest opinion about how I feel about SSI, okay? Great program, don't get me wrong. Great foundation, great program in its entirety, that's out there, the foundation of the program. But the different provisions within it, I think, are very, very, very out of date and need some major changes to it, major reform to this program, and they've done a whole lot of nothing to it so far. Who knows? But again, maybe they'll come in and do something like this. But again, in my situation, in my opinion, this is what I feel like needs to be changed about SSI. Who knows? Maybe they'll come in and change like the asset levels. Okay, fine. If they do that, that'd be good as well. But it's not going to solve the problem. Raising asset levels from $2,000 to 10 and from 3 to 20 is not going to do anything for the beneficiary. Because here's the problem. It's still an income situation. Okay, fine. Maybe you can have a little bit more money sitting around in a savings account or a bank account or cash equivalents, things like this. But it doesn't solve the problem of income. You need to have income to be able to set aside all that money. Okay? If you don't have the income to set it aside, then what? What are you going to save? $50, $100 maybe over the course of a long period of time? Well, I'm sorry, that's still within the original thresholds, right? So raising the asset levels, in my opinion, does not really serve the beneficiary whatsoever, okay? Because you don't have the money coming in to actually fulfill the actual asset qualifications. So therefore, what does it really matter if it's $5,000 or $10,000 or even $100,000? Who cares? Nobody's really going to set that aside because they can't really get the money to do so. Does that make sense? So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for now. I can come back and talk about this more in a separate video if you'd like me to, as far as other ideas and opinions and potential, feelings or changes to the SSI program. But this is what if I had all the control, this is what I would do to the program. I would incentivize people rather than punishing people and taking their benefit. I would never want to have somebody live in a scarcity mindset under my watch. I just wouldn't want to do that. I would say, hey, be abundant, get as much as you possibly can, and I'm going to reward you for that. That's awesome, right? And then if you make a ton of money, well, then maybe we can talk again and say, hey, do you really need $900? You're earning $10,000 a month. Do you really need an extra $900 a month? Let's start scaling that back a little bit, right? So anyway, that's my opinion. Everybody wins. If beneficiaries have a little bit of extra money and they're incentivized, everybody wins, especially the beneficiary, in a massive way. Anyway, that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends on my social media. Go and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Check out the ones I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. Otherwise, right now on your screen, you'll see some videos popping up. Check out one of those. And until next time, enjoy your day. Stay tuned for that other video that I will have out at some point here talking about my opinions on Social Security. And I'll break down those as well, as I have very different opinions. Those problems are also good, but also very, very different. All right. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again in just a minute.